Look, there's a couple minutes left of like ads and shit, but I want you guys to know that I just snapped my hair tie and it's the most upset I've been all day. I hate it. It makes me so upset, and then I have to like tie a little knot in it, and it doesn't want to tie in a knot. Like, it's begging for death, and I just won't let it die. You know, it's a whole thing. Anyway, anyway, the ads are still playing for like 2 more minutes. You got time to do your thing. So I'll see you in a sec. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I have a surprise. Are you ready? I was gonna try to come out here early enough to do a goof with it, but we just didn't have the time. So, so instead of there being a goof, I'll just say, look. There's stuff in my office. I know. Very excited. We worked very hard yesterday. I know. Yeah, you know what's funny is I took I turned this bookshelf I took the top off of it. Sorry, I restarted that sentence like 4 times. I took the top off of this with the intention of putting it back together. But once it was in here, I was like, I think I can just leave it and and use it in 2 different places. And it works great. I think it looks good separate too. It's cohesive. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very happy. I'm hoping that the server sound is better. You might not be able to tell because they're mowing outside. Hold on. 1 sec. Hold on. But I know, it's a shelf. It's crazy. The server is now in a thing. And I'm hoping... There's definitely a difference to me hearing it. I'm hoping that you guys are not able to hear it at all or as much anymore. So, feel free to feedback. I was never able to hear it. In this case, I hear nothing. Oh, wait. You're right. Let me turn the music off. Do you hear something that sounds like a fan, like a server? Okay, some people can. I'm using the NVIDIA sound shit. NVIDIA broadcaster, whatever. Yeah, the sound dampener's on right now. I haven't turned anything off. It's negligent. Okay. We can go beyond this and try to do yet another thing, but it's encased in a soundproof room divider. Because again, the hard part is that you need it to be able to breathe, right? Like you can't just like trap it in a thing and be like, nice. You know? So. Crisp cancels more. I've never even heard of Crisp, but I'm down to mess with it. I'm down to futz, you know? Oh yeah, let me take the Vtuber tag off for now. Those of you who are like, wow, that was really fun being a Vtuber for a week. I will still be on camera for my weekend stuff, but that wasn't just like for a week. That's every week. That's always. Is there a place to give a link to a collage shirt I thought you might like? You can put it in stream chat in our Discord. I check that every day, so. Yeah. The fungus takes weekends off, you know. It's a bank holiday tomorrow, so we'll see if it comes back. This is me now. Yeah, exactly. Word. Ah. Oh no, there's little babies trying to pop out of my skin there. What is that shirt? It's Sam's old Monster Hunter shirt. It needs to be ironed right here. The applique like curls up. It like wants to do that. So I have to constantly like but really it needs to be ironed. I just haven't bothered. You're old now? What a shame. I've been old. I mean, older. Yeah, we put a bunch of stuff up. Basically, yesterday was meant to be a clear out day. We got to skip. And Sam and I just looked at each other because I had said, I'm really excited about the dog, but I'm so stressed out about the house still. I need us to like go ham on the house so that I can start mentally preparing for a dog, right? Instead of looking around and being like, the house is fucking chaos. Like, I'm not ready to deal with this and a dog, right? So we got a skip, and we worked all day, and I thought we were just going to come up to my office and like throw away, like get rid of the cardboard and all of that sort of stuff, because there was a bunch of just boxes in here. And then Sam was like, what do we need to do in your office? What are we doing? Right? Because his brain is the sort of brain where it's like, I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to do that thing. And then once it's like, we're doing it, he has to like see it through. Right? So it turned into, what do you need in here? I was like, the shelf, please. So he and his dad just brought the shelf up. It was like, no big, right? Brought the shelf up, and then Sam was like, cool, what's going on the shelves? I'll help you. Let's put stuff on the shelves. I was like, okay, put stuff on the shelves. And then he was like, what are all these boxes? What are they filled with? Does it need to be in here, or should it be in the house? I was like, oh, we're doing all of it. Oh, okay. So yeah, went through everything, threw out everything, everything that needed to get thrown out. He did all this with the server to try and help with the server noise. We did a bunch of stuff in his office. One of the rooms in the house had just become the like, it's trash, but it's not trash that's gonna like, it's stuff that needs to go, but it's fine for it to sit for a while, like old wallpaper and stuff. Had just gone in one of the rooms in the house, and was just sitting there. And so I finally got to get rid of all of that. So that's like an entire room now that was basically unusable. That's now just empty and excited to be a room again. Like, yes. So it was great. It was a fantastic day yesterday. We got so much done. We were both so fucking tired when it was time for us to just like hang out and chill, because it's Saturday, so it's date night. When it was time for us to just hang out and chill, we were like, oh my gosh, we have so many episodes of Dungeon Meshi. We turned on one. I instantly fell asleep. And I was like, you can keep watching it, and I might fall asleep or whatever. And Sam was like, do you think I didn't notice you fall asleep the second we started the last episode? He was like, you didn't see any of the last episode, dude. That's why you're like, it's fine. Just watch it without me. You're already an episode behind. So, which is fair. That's true. We are. Yes. Yeah, it's a Samoyed mix, because we needed a breed that tends to be hypoallergenic or like easier on people with allergies, so that, my mom only gets to visit like once in a blue moon, but I'd like for when she does visit for it to not be a nightmare for her. So yeah, we went with a Samoyed. I don't know what else she's mixed with, but she's pretty little as far as we can tell. The current like person that she's with was like, yeah, she's pretty tiny, but she's very sweet. Will be an awesome family dog. She's great. So yeah, we're gonna start like incorporating her into the house and stuff in like 2 weeks, I think. So a lot of stuff that we've read and like, whatever, like in trying to do research to like prep, because again, I've never had an indoor dog, so I'm trying to like learn as much as I can, right? A lot of stuff is like, if you have little kids in the house, like, maybe don't let them interact too much with the dog at first because it's overstimulating and all of this stuff. And I'm like, but it's her dog. Like, obviously it's our dog, but like, we bought it on her birthday, right? Like after talking with them for a while, we pulled the trigger on her birthday so that we could be like, we're getting a dog, you know, it's your puppy, whatever. So, so my thoughts on that were, I think it's going to be a lot easier because, you know, my kid is 6 now. It's like, I think it's going to be a lot easier. And obviously, like, in practice, it's different. But if we start watching and learning things now and reinforcing what to do and what not to do now, she can be really involved with it. And so we've been watching, you know, like, here's 10 things to do with your puppy when they first show up, you know, and like, here are a bunch of tips on introducing dogs to cats, what to do, what not to do, right? Like, we're watching a bunch of that sort of stuff. And then when we're, you know, playing or doing something else, I can be like, pop quiz. Pop quiz. How often should you take a puppy outside if, you know, they're still potty training? And she's like, every half an hour. I'm like, yes, exactly. And once it's peed, do you just bring it right back inside? And she's like, no, you leave it outside because they typically don't empty their bladder right away. And I'm like, yes, correct. We've just been doing a lot of that. but she's remembering it, you know? Yeah. So, but we're excited. Puppy boot camp. Yeah. Yes. Puppies tend not to. Puppies, they'll pee a little bit and maybe poop and sniff around, and they might pee a second time. So you take them outside to pee, and you leave them outside. You like stay with them for another like minute or so to see if they pee a second time. Because something that a lot of pet owners of new puppies, what will wind up happening is the puppy will go outside, pee, they'll bring them inside and immediately pee inside, and they get really frustrated, like, why? And it's because they pee a little and then pee a little again, typically. It doesn't all come out at once, so. Yes, we've talked about that a lot, that like, you know, what's going to be really important for the puppy when it first is in our house is that we give it like, we have a sectioned off space that is the puppy space. We also have a sectioned off room with a closed door that is the cat room, right? And the cats, that is their safe place. The dog does not ever go in there. And that what's going to really help the puppy is feeling calm and safe, right? And part of that has to be us being calm and safe people to be around, right? So, yeah, so we've, you know, watched like, how do you teach dogs to be gentle when taking things from you? How do you intentionally play with a puppy to like learn, you know, what they like and what they don't like, and, you know, just all sorts of stuff. So, trying not to overload with too much information, but also learn enough that our like primary questions are answered, you know? Yeah, I've only ever had outdoor dogs. So. But I think it's going to go well. Oh, my kid's throwing out all sorts of names. The current ones that are pretty normal considering. The current ones have been like Daisy and Belle. Cute names like that. You know, her original names were Snowy and Nightingale and Morning Star. And I told Chat that, and then we joked about naming the dog Morning Star, but calling her Lucy, like Lucifer Morningstar. I was like, that's pretty tight. That'd be a pretty tight name. Unfortunately, there's already a dog in Sam's family named Lucy, so we can't do that. They will get confused. Hi, John. Yeah. We got stuff in here. I'm very excited. My friend has a cat named Mephistopheles. That's pretty good. I'm sure that there are hundreds of cats in the world right now that are named after cats characters, you know. Can we get a new room tour? This is it. You see it. That's it. We did it. Here's the tour. Currently going through your VODs of Sheldon Ring. My God, that boss music slaps. Yeah, I love that game. We'll definitely finish that this week. A good tour, good tour. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Sam and I went through everything yesterday. So the rest of this room is there's 2 boxes on the far end on that side that have cords in them. Before we got the electrics figured out, we bought a backup generator. The generator's in here. There's a shelf with some of my in-laws' old paperwork in it. And other than that, it's this. and then it's this. So unfortunately now I'm kind of dealing with an echo issue. I might get, apparently, so this thing over here, hold on. Oh my goodness. So this thing is a room divider, like a soundproof room divider from IKEA that my in-laws swore by. So we've done a trade. I had a gigantic basket, and I guess my mother-in-law was like dying to have one just like it to put plants in. So we did a trade. So she got the giant basket, and I got this. And I might get another one of these and put it in front of me when I'm streaming. Adding more surfaces to the room normally makes the echo better. Yeah, but keep in mind, I'm not facing towards the more surfaces. I'm facing towards a fully empty room. So, if I get something like this and put it there, it might help. Yeah. But yeah, now you truly have had the full. This was the only thing you can see, I guess, and this guy, and my Saga print. When did that come in here? What the hell? When did he bring that in here? I remember now. I remember now. I got it. Yeah. We finally bought me the same sound mixer that Sam has, so I can start using the Shure microphone again, which will be great. As amazing as this microphone has been for it has really like put in a lot of work. It it'll be nice to get back to the my really expensive microphone that I haven't been able to use for a long time. Where's Toby? This man? Don't worry. He's always watching. Always. Also, fun dumb thing. I put these on the ground just aesthetically. I placed them on the ground. Sam picked them up and put them on the shelf here. I pulled them back off and he went to put them on the shelf again. I was like, what are you doing? Leave them on the ground. He was like, but there's shelf space. I was like, it's for the vibe, Sam. Leave them on the ground. Leave them there. It's a candle. This is a candle warmer. I could turn it off now, to be honest. It doesn't need to be on. Or at least I can turn it down. It's melted the shit out of it already. What happened to the Duke's drink sign? Oh, it's right over there. It's right there. Next to Boss Cat. I'll probably scooch stuff around in here. But for now, not too bad for just kind of throwing stuff up on the shelves, you know? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, these, yeah, if you have a scented candle, you will 100% smell it. Mm-hmm. You don't need fire for that. How to buy a lot of plants. Yeah, that is what it feels like is missing currently, is like more plant life. Currently, the plants that are in here are fake, which I'm fine with. Which I'm super fine with because they can't die. But a couple living plants might be nice. Sam was like, you should be leaving the window open all the time because it gets really stuffy in here. And I was like, I'm not going to leave it open all the time because typically when I'm streaming is when construction work is happening, when somebody's mowing the lawn, like right now. You know, I'm not trying to share the stage, dude. It's my stream. But I have been trying to leave the window open when I'm not live. Gardening tool go vroom. Mm-hmm. It do. Yeah. Gardening tool do go vroom. Well, remember, I have the frickin' shelves. They're under the blanket right now, I think. I have the mushroom shelves to put up here still. And I think here, I don't know if I want to leave that blank or not. I was talking about an idea I had for there to be like an animated window. I might want it to be there for when I'm tubing. Doesn't NVIDIA have an AI program that blocks those sounds? It sure does. We have all of that maxed out. Exactly. Yeah. So the little guys can just like take a peek, you know? No, honestly, like, I feel like with our normal not that it's ideal to have server noise, but with our normal streams, I stopped kind of worrying about the server sounds. I think people got kind of used to it. But you know who isn't used to it? The Geekenders viewers. Like every single time that we put up a Geekender, somebody's like, does anybody else hear? And I'm like, no. So I promised Jesse forever ago that I would get it sorted. And I just hadn't found like a way to fix it. So this is our current, this plus getting me a sound mixer that works again. Those are my two fixes. Fingies crossed. So ugh. Oh my goodness. I found this at TK Maxx. It's literally like a bunch of fake mushrooms and like ferns and all kinds of shit. Just in its own little collection. Is that the server? No, they don't have TJ Maxx out here. They have TK Maxx. It sure is. She's screaming for dear life. I'll have to tell Sam. She doesn't like it in there. I've never heard it make this sound before, so that worries me a little bit. As much as we tried to make sure there's a huge gap here. Hold on. So there's a huge opening here. So we were like, surely it's fine. It's getting lots of airflow in there, but now I'm worried. Well, I'll tell Sam. Yeah, TK Maxx is great. And yes, it's the same as TJ Maxx. They just couldn't call it TJ Maxx here for some reason. What is the server for? Our internet. We have to have business internet out here because we're in the middle of nowhere. And Sam and I both stream, and my in-laws run two businesses from here, and we needed a lot of internet. We needed a lot of internet, dude. So, hello, welcome. How's it going, guys? It's so mad. Wait, one sec. It doesn't feel hot in there at all. It's actually colder in there than it is right here. So, yeah, it can't be moved. It has to be in here. Yeah, it has vents like the vents aren't just on one side, right? So you have to create a situation where it's like it's in something, but it can breathe from all sides. And the air in there isn't going to get too hot. So it needs to be able to like ventilate, like get new air in, right? It's just it's haunted. Could be. It is a pain. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And it's like this big. It's gigantic. Pain in my asshole. Big time. I can't believe that I was in the middle of talking about, like, yeah, I think this is working. And then it was like, how dare you? Like, bro, chill out. Didn't like me talking about it, and didn't like me making it sound like it was perfectly happy in there. Yeah, maybe it just doesn't like cleanliness. That could also be a thing. Sam was like, I think it's probably not happy with like where it's sitting, you know? And I was like, sure. Yeah, maybe. And I'm like, maybe it liked it there. That's correct. Tomta hate technology. So could be. My Chilluminati episode is soon. It's in like 3 days, I think. I need to finish up the script. It's another folklore episode. I'm really excited. I think it should be fun. I find it really surprising that they haven't done more folklore stuff. But I'm down to be that guy. It's not about Toby mugs. I wish. If I stumbled onto a thing that was like, yeah, Toby mugs, we love them in England, big fan. We have a whole song and poem about them. Love it. Also, most of them are haunted. 100% would make a Toby mugs episode. They did Folklore Creatures of Romania. Well, there you go. Toby mugs actually first appeared in fairy circles. No one has ever actually made one. The only way to get a Toby mug or a Toby jug is to find one in the woods. It's the only way. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad people liked the Tomto one so much. It's hard, right? If you're trying to do a topic that's like that sort of dips into lots of different places and lots of different cultures and folklores. This next one also does that. You really hope that somebody isn't going to be like, actually, none of that is correct. You know, for the most part, everybody's been, with the Tomta episode, for the most part, everybody was like, yeah, you know, from region to region, some of this stuff is different. But like generally, yeah. So I was happy with that. I was really happy with that response. The mug chooses the wielder. You're walking through the woods. You glance. There's a rock. It's a very cool looking rock, quite big. And you step a bit closer. For some reason, you're drawn to this rock. You feel like it might be a nice place to just like sit, have a moment, you know? You sit down, you look around, you realize you're in a clearing, but there were trees everywhere a moment ago. How strange. And the sunbeams, they're coming in just perfectly. You set your hand to the side and you touch something. What is that? A Toby mug? That's how everyone gets one. I love this lore because the amount of people who would have been chosen by the mug and then put it in a charity shop. I hadn't thought about that. That's very funny. You go through this like really, you know, moving moment with this rock and the sun and the trees and shit, and you get a magic mug and you're like, okay, I know I just had a moment and the moment granted me a mug, but it's just so creepy. I don't want it. It doesn't fit my vibe. Yeah. It just doesn't match my decor. I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I love that. I've done one Chilluminati episode, and it was about Tomta, and tried to track what might be the way that like the folklorish creature of a Tomta, or like a house gnome, a house spirit, might have over time trickled into enough other cultures that it became the lawn gnome that Americans love to have on their lawns. That was the episode. It was explaining what those are and how you might be able to trace like people learning about these things and then becoming more like, you know, people being more aware of the idea of like these gnomes, these like creatures, right? And how potentially we wound up with lawn gnomes and they might be directly connected. I tried to make sure that I delivered it in a way where it was like, this isn't for sure, but you know, based on like, you could speculate. That's basically the episode. You've been chosen by the Fae. Take the symbol of our favor. Nah, I'm good. That's okay. I bet an old man would like this. Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember, you know, obviously everything that I read didn't make it into the script, but I think we talked a little bit about Santa. And how culturally like Santa is also linked to all of that. What are the woods but a giant Fae charity shop? So true. So true. Say it again. Yeah, my next, we're filming it or recording it on Wednesday, I believe. So. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. No, thank you. I don't want to die. I have had that song stuck in my head, just that part. Just that part stuck in my head 3 days. I think about it all the time. I haven't watched that video in forever. I have no idea why.
Welcome, you.
Why are you blinking so much? I've got something in my eye. Here, let me get it out. No, thank you. I don't want to die. Just that. Just that. Jerry Reg, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. Oh my God. I almost forgot. I have to update you on the Moomin mobile app. I know. I know. Just hear me out, okay? This game, I've been playing this game for weeks now, okay? And it, again, to give you the basis of how I tackle mobile games, I like to see how long I can keep playing it and having fun with it before it feels like I kind of have to pay money, okay? So a lot of these games, it's slow going. This Moomin mobile game is essentially like you're given sort of an isometric view of like Moomin Valley, right? And it's entirely about collecting decor and collecting characters. That's the whole thing. You want to find all the Moomin characters. You want to get all this cute decor, and you want to just decorate Moomin Valley, right? And so the way that you do that is you have all of these little areas as you unlock more and more and more of the valley. You have all of these different areas that produce different things. So, for example, at the very start, you have like a little garage. That's Moom and Papa's garage. He makes a variety of things. There's a little oven where you can bake stuff with Moom and Mama. There's a bunch of every time you level, you get a tiny like what am I trying to like a gardening patch, okay, to like grow something. So it's a lot of that. And as you expand, there are tons of other things that you can unlock that will produce different stuff that you need, right? But you need certain characters to unlock those things. Okay, so an example is there's a patch of flowers. You can't do anything with that unless Little Mai has come back to the valley with you. There's a fishing spot. You can't do anything with that unless you've found Snufkin, right? And it's not enough to just find these characters. You have to meet them like 10 plus times. How do you meet characters? I'm so glad that you asked. There's a system inside of it that's like a go on adventures system, okay? So you can go on an adventure to lots of different places that are in the books and like associated with the valley. At first, there's only a couple places you can go, like Sniff's house, right? Sniff is the first character that you meet. It's like built in to teach you the system. So you go on adventures. You have to have certain supplies to go on the adventures, which are the things that you produce in the valley, right? And as you get more and more places and want to do like bigger and bigger adventures, you need more and more items, etc. Okay? Okay, so I've been playing this game, I want to say for 3 weeks now. It might be more. I'm honestly not sure. I haven't spent any money on it yet. So it's taken me a really long time to level because everything that you do in the game takes time, right? Moom and Papa, I really need you to make some lures so that I can get Snufkin to get some fish for me. Okay, but the lures are going to take 40 minutes to make. Great. And Snufkin, if I want you to fish up a barracuda so that I can go on that adventure, how long is that going to take? A really long time. Okay, cool. Right? It's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of waiting around, okay? I haven't minded with this game because pretty quickly it's turned into I'm going to open up the game, harvest all my shit, plant some new shit, make sure that everything is like making something and then close it again, right? And I don't bother trying to go on adventures. There's like once a day I'll open it with the intention of like, let's see if I've produced enough stuff that I can go on an adventure, right? Okay, so weeks in. We're weeks in. And I've just now hit level 20. All right, I hit level 20 today. And the game goes, keep in mind, currently all of the stuff that I want to unlock, I can't because the people that I'm trying to get into the valley, I keep not running into them. It's a percentage chance that you run into that person. Mimble, where the fuck are you? You're at 98%. I just need to meet you one last time and then I can produce milk. That's all I need. Where the fuck are you? Can you please just come to the valley so I can make milk? You're driving me crazy. Anyways, so I hit level 20. I hit level 20. I've been in this system of just like, you know, I have a bunch of plots for you know, crops and things now. I go on, I make like 1 million wheat, I leave, right? I hit level 20 today. While I'm again, it was supposed to just be a like open it up, do a couple things, close it. I hit level 20. It does a ba 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 ba. You're level 20. Guess what? Now you can go in the Moomin house. I was like, ooh, that's fun. I go in the Moomin house. It's like, guess what? There's a whole new crafting system. What? There's a whole new crafting system. A bunch of different types of items that you can find doing the same things that you were already doing. Oh my gosh, what for? Every single character that you've brought back to the valley, they can all make stuff for you now. What do you mean? You don't even know what they are until they've made them. It depends on how much crafting they've done. What? Here, let us show you. We'll say that Moomin Papa is going to make a thing. Give him a few things. I'm like, okay, give him some stuff. He just sits there and makes something for like half an hour. And then it just goes, here you go. He made a decorative item. I don't think level 20 is the achievement that you think it is. I'm trying to make it clear that it's taken me weeks to get to level 20, and most people would have thrown it in the dumpster by now, okay? I know it's not an achievement to hit level 20. I'm aware. It took too fucking long to get to the... How many people, if they're like me and they're like, I'm not going to spend any money on this game. I just like Moomins. I just think they're cute, right? How many people are going to stick with this game for weeks, get to level 20 and find out there's a whole fucking crafting system inside of it? They're like, oh my gosh, look at all these cute decorative things outside. That's been so fun, hasn't it? What if we could just make those at home? And Moomin Papa's like, I did make this whole house. And everybody's like, you did, Moomin Papa. You're so clever. And he's like, I know. Anyway, here's a pot that I just made. Like, what the fuck? It feels like Hatoful Boyfriend all over again. It feels like this, like, what the fuck? It feels like, who is going to take the time? Not nearly enough people are going to take the time to play this long enough to get to the meat. You know? Who's going to get to the meat with me? Not many people, unless they're whales, unless they're like, you know what, it's going to take me like 2 days to get to level 20 anyway, so fuck it. If you're like me, if you're in Minnow Town with me, you're going to get fed up and you're not going to get to this crazy crafting system they have hidden behind level 20, where all of these characters that you've been working your ass off to get back to the valley can just like make cute stuff for you. What the fuck? Okay, I'm done now, I think. I feel better. It's very cute. It's really cute decorative stuff. If I don't run into Mimble today at some point, I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream my head off. Two-Ticky, it's, you know, sure. Two-Ticky's going to take a little bit longer. I'm very rarely running into her. Mimble? Bro, all of these adventures that I need to go on are locked behind having milk. You're supposed to be in the valley by now. Otherwise, it wouldn't be giving me a bunch of milk quests. I said I was done. I'm sorry. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with the Moomin game from 2015. This is where I'm at with the 2015 Moomin mobile game. So, yeah, I'm still like it. I still like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel so strongly, you know. I do like it. It desperately wants you to spend money, desperately, which can be very annoying, but I wonder what happens at level 50. So I have a theory. One of the things that it rewards you for pretty consistently is visiting other people's valleys, which by doing this, I've noticed that most of the players of this game are Japanese. most of the names that you see in this game are Japanese names. So great. So you go to other people's valleys and they've got all this shit, right? And it gives you kind of an idea of like, what could my valley look like in the future? I went to somebody's valley and they were on Hattifatner Island. And I was like, shut the fuck up. When do I go to Hattifatner Island? So I don't know. Maybe that's what's hidden behind level 50. I have no idea. No clue. So yeah, there we go. That's it. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Here's what I do. If I'm just like zoning out and just want to dink around on my phone, I open up the Moomin game. I beat boop 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 boop, harvest, etc. I open up Slice and Dice. Guys, Slice and Dice is so good. I know we played it on stream. I know, but y'all being like, "Oh, I've been playing this on my phone for a very long time now." I downloaded it on my phone basically the second that stream was done, and I love it. It's so fun. It has so much more depth than I expected. I've played it enough now that bonkers shit. There's bonkers shit in that game. At a certain point, you go to start a new game, and one of the characters that it gives you is a cat. And you're like, I beg your pardon? Why is there a cat in my group? Just weird shit. Weird shit. Anyways, yeah, so I sit. I moom, right? I moom. Everybody backs up. I moom a little bit, and then I slice and dice. And then when slice and dice pisses me off, I moom again. I harvest. I harvest. I make lures. I fish, right? I fry up fish. I make a pie, right? Right? All the moom things. I slice and dice. And this is the pattern. If I need to just not be alive mentally for just like a half an hour or maybe longer, because again, I've decided not to pay attention. So who knows how much time has gone by, really, if we're being honest. If I need to just leave the building, right, mentally, that's what I do. I moom, I slice. I moom, I slice. And then I look up and I go, fuck! I missed like 2 episodes of Elementary. I restarted Elementary. When we were talking about Sherlock & Co., the podcast, which I love, every time I talk about Sherlock & Co., somebody in chat's like, right, but can we talk about how good Elementary is? Which I totally agree. It is by far one of the best Sherlock and Watson, like a Sherlock Holmes retelling sort of blah-blah blahs. It's so good. And I think it really benefits from being a long-running procedural. They really get to develop Sherlock as a character. They get to have him slowly shift as a person and grow and evolve. His relationship with Joan is so good. Like, it's so good. If you like Sherlock stuff and you haven't watched Elementary, what are you doing? It's on Paramount Plus. It's so good. Yeah. So I restarted it. Sam and I watched it together before we entered the baby zone. So I have good memories of watching that show as well. It's nice to watch it. It's nice to just chill and watch that show. And I don't feel like I missed that much if I space the fuck out for an entire episode. A lot of times I'll go back and try to figure out like what happened in it. But, you know, Yeah, everybody in that show is good, I think. Yeah. I can't watch Elementary. I'm moving and slicing, dude. Yeah. Cuz I think I was complaining about how and obviously from like property to property in terms of how they've tackled Sherlock as a property, right? A lot of times there just isn't the way that Sherlock is written can be really frustrating. Because like how do you establish this, you know, say that you're dropping in when everything is already established, right? So Sherlock and Watson, they've been working together. They have a really close relationship. They live together, right? They detective. They do their thing, right? Okay, so you're being just dropped right in, right? And say it's a movie. It can be very difficult to write that dynamic in a way where you as the viewer aren't going, why does anyone put up with this dude? You know? Like, I get he's smart. That's not enough. That's just not enough to deal with whatever the fuck this is, right? And then, you know, you have like BBC Sherlock, which has done plenty wrong. I think there was a really strong start with BBC Sherlock, and they just, I don't know if they weren't given the space or the time to do it really, but like that character development just didn't exist, right? The development that you needed with like it's a show with these characters, which means we need to see, and again, starting with 0, they don't know each other at the start. We need to see why they are friends, right? Why do they continue to work together? And I think BBC Sherlock missed the mark completely with that. So, Elementary, fantastic. It's really long. There's a lot of it. And they really use the time wisely, I think, to develop Joan, to develop Sherlock, to create like a really solid bond between them. Joan is very no nonsense. She does not put up with his shit. And he like works really hard to like meet her halfway. You know, they become like best friends, and you believe it. It's so good. Sherlock and Co. I have also been loving because in Sherlock and Co. it's a lot of the same, where it's like Sherlock does stuff, and the supporting characters will like talk with him about it, and you really like, as you're listening to it, you really believe that like they live together. You really believe that like the conversations that they have, you're like, they've had this conversation before, you know? And in Sherlock and Co., Sherlock is canonically autistic, the way that they've written him. And so it's a lot of like John learning about Sherlock and about his like sensory needs, and like, you know, trying to also meet him where he's at. And I think it's just good. It's just good. And John's also just fucking awkward, and I love it. There was a moment between Sherlock and Mariana in an episode where I was like, yes, this is it. This is why I'm here. Yes, I love it. There's 3 main characters in Sherlock and Co. It's Sherlock and Watson, and then Mariana, who is Mrs. Hudson. And they're like the dream team, right? And their dynamic, the three of them, is so good. It's fantastic. Anyway, another rant I didn't mean to go on, but here we are. All this to say, I'm rewatching Elementary. I guess that's just the place I'm in today. You guys want to know about Moomins? No, but you're here. You're trapped with me, so... It's a normal Sunday afternoon dooger. That's true. That's fair. We have a big tube in our house, and since one of you said I do want to hear more about movements, actually stand back. So I have a big tube in the house, and it's just been sitting there. There are specific types of boxes. This is where my kid gets it from. I was talking about this with my mother and father-in-law this morning. There are certain types of boxes that I will keep because I'm like, I see the potential in this thing, right? And then we wind up with a bunch of garbage in our house, right? Which we just dealt with yesterday. I want to remind everybody, which we dealt with yesterday, okay? So there's a tube that I kept away from the skip, secret and safe. And I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, I could turn this into the Moomin house, because the Moomin house is generally like a big cylinder with like a couple little things offshooting off of it. And I was like, I could turn this into the Moomin house, dude. So I started drawing the Moomin house on this tube, right? And my kid was like, oh shit, are you making the Moomin house? So then we were looking at it, we were like, how would we do this? Should we do it with clay? Oh, we should cut out all of these other bits. And so like we now have this tube in the house with the Moomin house just drawn on it. And I'm like, I have to, if I kept this thing and I now have an idea of a project for it, I have to do the project. If in 6 months that tube is still there with a goofy little Moomin house drawn on it, and I haven't done anything with it, I like that Clark is 100% also on this. Yeah, I was talking about it. So my mother-in-law came over. My mother-in-law loves laundry. She loves it. It is her like calm, peaceful place. I don't mind doing laundry. It is on the back burner, dude, you know? So sometimes my mother-in-law will come over and be like, you got any laundry? Can I fold some stuff? And it just helps her brain. And I'm always like, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, of course. And there is an old kids' playhouse that we've had for a long time that when we had this last storm, it got destroyed. Like, it is very broken. It flew through the air. It hit one of the houses. Like, it's broken, right? And this morning, my kid was like, but we shouldn't get rid of it because we can fix it. And I was like, I don't know if we can. Like, sure, we could try to fix this, I guess, but are we going to? You know? And she was like, if we fix it, then some of the really little kids can still use it. Because my argument was like, you don't even fit in it anymore, right? She's like, but if we fix it, right? Whenever I talk about stuff like this, I feel like chat splinters a little bit into the people who are like, yes, of course, you should reuse as much as you can. And people who understand what it's like to come from a hoarding background and be more of a pack rat and trying desperately to curb that in yourself and your children. Okay. So, so as much as I'm like, I love that you want to fix this thing, I'm also trying to teach her that it's okay to let go of stuff, right? So we were talking about it, and she was like, there's just a lot of memories with that thing. And I was like, what memories? She never really used this house. I was like, what memories, honey? She was like, well, like that one time that I put my toys in there. I was like, right. What else? What other memory do you have in this thing, right? It sucks, but you really need to like talk through that stuff. Like what excuses are we giving to not deal with this right now? And I was like, here's the thing, honey, is that there's going to be another storm, right? This thing is flimsy. It's already broken, like really broken. And we could spend a bunch of time and fix it. And that would be really admirable. But next time there's a storm, I don't have confidence that it's going to survive it. And where all of that work, right? And I was like, I think we should absolutely have a playhouse for you. I think you would love that, but you don't fit in this one anymore. It's too small for you. It's for kids that are littler than you. So let's let go of this, right? Let's let go of this. Let's say goodbye to it. And then we as a family, we can pick out and build or whatever. We can make something out of wood, something that's really sturdy, that's gonna last, you know, that you can play in for a really long time, that has more space. And it's okay, right? It's okay for us to say goodbye to this thing. And yeah. And in the end, she was like, okay. But I was talking about it with my mother-in-law. All this coming back around. I was talking about it with my mother-in-law, and she was like, it sucks, but that is learned behavior. I was like, I know. I am fully aware that I have done this, right? And I try really hard to like model giving stuff away, model going through stuff, right? I try to get her involved in that. But I also think that learning to look at the things that you love and get rid of stuff in that, right? Because she watches me go through my stuff and she doesn't give a shit about my clothes, right? Or my shoes or whatever. She's just like, nice, good job, mom, right? You can model the process, but the feeling, if you have that tendency, that the feeling of like having to let go of something or give something to someone else, that's a muscle. You have to work that muscle. Otherwise it will never feel okay, you know? So yeah. With her shoes, it was literally, she went through her shoes and did amazing. With her shoes, it was literally each pair of shoes she would give a hug and a kiss to, and we'd take a picture. And then she'd put them in the bag. But like we needed to do the hug, the kiss, and the picture, and then put them in the bag, you know. Whatever works, honestly. I'm not making fun of that at all. It worked. It made her feel better and less like she. I think part of it sometimes is worrying about forgetting. Like I don't want to forget this thing. So taking a picture I think can really help. Anyways. So that was our family cross to bear today. Also trying to identify and understand the anxiety of throwing stuff away. Yeah, and I try to talk through that with her, but you know, I absolutely understand being upset and not knowing how to explain what I'm upset about. I get that. So, you know, I think that's one of the reasons that they say it's like so important, not just with kids, but with other adults, to like validate emotions. And a lot, really all that means is saying like, you're sad. Yes, 100% you're sad, you know, like. My child makes me take pictures of her with deflated balloons. I understand this struggle. Yeah. So it's just flexing the muscle, just learning how to get rid of stuff. We are, yes. Become a hoarder is not an option. No. My dad started breaking that cycle. I'm continuing to break that cycle. I'm not letting it go back around the other way. I'm not letting it go back around the other way, dude. We've worked too hard. 2 generations of people trying to not be hoarders, dude. It's not happening. Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be good. And I do think the more that I do it in front of her and involve her with it also helps, you know. Because originally, my father-in-law was like, hey, I'm just going to put that playhouse in the car and just take it to the tip because it's busted. And I was like, And he gave me this very sympathetic look. And I was trying to explain to him, and he got it in the end, but I was trying to explain to him, like, it's not that I don't want to get rid of that. And I understand the inclination to want to just, like, magic it away. But she won't learn anything from that. You know, I would rather that she feel upset, but that we would have talked through why it's going away, than have it just vanish and have her not, you know, have that be part of the building blocks to understanding this feeling and being okay with that feeling, you know? And he was like, okay. And hilariously, so he was going to the junkyard and the tip are basically the same thing. Yeah, so he was like, I could just take it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna talk through it with her, and then, you know, once she and I have come to a place where she's like, I understand, you know, it's fucking busted. I get it. Then sure, then we can move on with it. And hilariously, we had that I decided to just like, I thought maybe it was going to take like a couple conversations, but I decided to just have that conversation with her right after he left. And it didn't take that long for her to be like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We can get rid of it, you know? And then he had already left. And I was like, no. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of us have, you know, come home from school and just had stuff be gone suddenly, right? I've done that with clothes for her if I know that they don't fit anymore and that she never wears them anyway. I've just chucked them in a bag, but as she's gotten older, it's like she's got to be part of this, you know? We gotta work on this together for sure. And yeah, then I don't think she'll ever have that anxiety that like things she cares about are just gonna vanish, right? If we work on being okay with giving stuff away now, then as she gets older, she won't worry that like that I'm ever going to throw things away without discussing it with her, you know? We just had our first. Congratulations. Yeah, my kid is 6. It's a good age. It's super cool. I love having a 6-year-old. Very sassy. My kid is so sassy, dude. And has so many interests and is so like creative and has so many good ideas and can read and can write and do math and like it's awesome. It's super cool. There's so much to like do with her and talk with her about. And you know, we're also at the age where I think you know, she's able to take on more responsibility and like do more for herself, and she's excited to do more for herself. So like my mother-in-law today was like, if you know, as we've been talking about like how to organize the house and what would help Sam and my brains and all that, my mother-in-law was like, so if mommy and daddy wind up, you know, putting together a thing that's like, these are what we do, what should be on Clark's list? And my kid was like, you know, like trying to put together a list for herself, and was like, brush teeth. She's like, I think one of my chores should be to brush teeth. We were like, that's a very good chore. The shelf, I know. Yeah, there's stuff in this office now. It's wild. Where are the Bulmas? Most of my Bulmas have been destroyed. I won't name names. But someone showed up a few years ago, and I didn't hide the Bulmas. I didn't think to. And a lot of them, unfortunately, were in some way, shape, or form ruined. And at a certain point, I just accepted it. This color? Yeah, it's pretty. I like it. I know. Some of them are just missing hair. The Bulmas have a lot of just like little wispy bits that have like snapped off. And I'm like, I could probably just color match and just like paint the snapped off bit and it wouldn't stand out that much. I'd know, but you know. Mm-hmm. Bing bong? Oh. Just rebuy them. I've thought about it. I've thought about getting the Bulmas again. There are a couple of very expensive figurines that Sam never, like, hasn't had set up since we moved. Like 2 moves ago, right? They've just been in a box. And so, again, yesterday was like our big, like, deal with shit day. Finally opened up those boxes. Found all of these guys. Some of them, they're like falling because of the magnet, and I think this also has a tip to it, so I need to find a different place for them. But forever ago, someone sculpted all of the Cat Gang characters, and they were in a box with Artorias of all people, just sitting there waiting for someone to save them. So yeah, we've got all of those. Like, look at these. They're so good. They're amazing. I love them. And they've just been trapped in a box all this time. So yeah, we opened up so many boxes. I consolidated all of the seasonal stuff. Next big thing, I think, is another shelf thing. I need to get the bookshelves that are downstairs. We have to get upstairs. So. Honorary cat gang member Artorius. Yes, Artorius. The least known but most powerful cat gang member. Yeah, they're from forever ago. Yeah, this. Lamia sent that to me when we opened up the P.O. box. Arnar, I have your box. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to make sure that you were here. So I don't have it in here. Next week, I'll open up the stuff that we've got. I need to show off the stuff that PZN sent. We've got a box from Arnar. It'll just be those two, but it would be good to show them off and do a little TY. Stairs are great until you have to move furniture up the stairs. Yeah. I kept daydreaming that the room that I emptied, I kept daydreaming before I worked on it about ripping the carpet out of it. And now that it's empty and vacuumed and all of that, I'm like, it's so much extra. Like, we worked so hard. It's so much extra work to also then rip the carpet out. So I might just clean the carpet, like shampoo the carpet, and then just put all the guest room furniture in there and be like, and now that door stays closed. And then we close the door and say, it's done, it's good. You'll get something from me in a couple of weeks, hopefully. I'm very excited. Where is the mushroom? On vacation until tomorrow. Carpets are such a pain. Yeah. Yeah. I ripped the carpet off of the stairs and I still haven't sanded the stairs. So I think it's also partly me being like, if I rip the carpet out of this place, that's another thing that needs to get sanded, you know? So what can you do? I keep seeing, I have so much embroidery thread. And I keep seeing these videos where people will like try to match embroidery thread colors to like, you know, like 3 different colors in their partner's eyes and then make a bracelet. Which I think is very cute. But I don't think Sam would do it with me. If I was like, Sam, let's color match each other's eyes and make bracelets. He'd be like, I don't wear bracelets. And then I'd be like, True. But he could wear bracelets, right? That's what I'm saying. Do you love me or not? Start wearing bracelets. Hi, Jenna. Right? I hate having cute ideas about don't vibe with your partner. Yeah. Lack of commitment, right? Well, yeah, of course Clark would. But, you know, I do, like, Clark and I are doing craft projects together all the time. All the time. Make a keychain for his mic. That's cute. Mm-hmm. I could, his hair is so long now. I could also like braid something into his hair, you know? You eventually teach Clark to solder if she wants to know, yeah. I was looking at my soldering iron and stuff the other day, actually, because I keep watching stained glass videos. Oh my God. If you're a crafty person, stained glass videos are so dangerous because it looks so fun. And I'm sure it is just an insane amount of work. But they look so fun. I'm like, I've already got an iron. I already got an iron, baby. Like, what else do I need? I need one of them little grindy thingies with the grate, and I need, you know what, some glass. You need one of them little clippy thingies with the line, and it puts pressure on both sides and snaps the glass for you. Like, how hard could it be? So, I was looking at, there's a person who makes like a set. It's like, here's everything you need for like a small project. And I was like, I should probably do that first. I should probably do something like that first, right? Instead of going ham. It would be very silly to go ham when I've never done it before. I would want to change all my windows. So the other thing that I watch a lot is like faux stained glass. When people use like puffy paints and things like that to make like a stained glass sticker, essentially, right? Which I think is such a cool idea because, again, I have a very crafty kid. And so part of me really loves the idea of choosing like a couple of windows in the house and then, you know, being able to change them out with different like stained glass stickers. And just like make cute designs and then make a big stencil for her basically and let her just trace, right, a design and then putting it on the window. I think that would be super cute. But actually working with glass sounds so fun though too, you know. I'm queen of buying a bunch of shit for projects I'll never do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I always think to myself, okay, now I'm not going to buy anything for a while until I've done like some projects, right? And what winds up happening is right when I say that, somebody gives a bunch of craft stuff to my kid. And I'm like, well, I mean, I didn't know I wanted to make mosaic coasters, but like they gave you a set. So what are we supposed to do? Or I have a really cute cardboard tube in my house that I decide to turn into a Moomin house. And then I'm like, I gotta get clay now. I used all the air dry clay. What are you gonna do? I need air dry clay. Otherwise, how am I gonna do this project? This upcycled project. Otherwise, I would have to throw this tube away. And that's wasteful, isn't it? Yes. You had a cute cardboard tube. I've decided it is as an excuse to keep it. Yeah. This is my problem. I'm a little pack rat with a craft addiction. I think any trash can be beautiful. It's a problem. This is what I'm working on, guys. This is what I'm trying to stop doing. So yesterday, both Clark and I, we looked each other deep in the eyes and we were like, we can keep one thing. And you would think that we were talking about stuff that isn't garbage, but we weren't. We were looking at a big pile of boxes and she was looking so forlorn. And I was like, you can choose one. You can choose one box. And then you got to tell me what project you think you can do with that box. And she chose a cute box that had that was like see-through on one side with a bunch of cute shit around it. She was like, I can make a diorama with this. You're absolutely right. And then I kept a tube to make a Moomin house. Okay? So, okay? So, and the rest was thrown in the skip. Okay? So, like, we did pretty good yesterday. Make crafting into content, so you have to do it. Yeah, I tried that. I did try that. Although we started doing like little study hall streams, and that was really fun. I call that a win. Thank you. I also call that a win. Yeah, I would love to do more craft streams again. Well, I was saying we have so many assets that we need for the mushroom. I think this next week we should do a study hall stream. I feel like one more stream and we'll probably be done with crabs. Tomorrow we start Date with Death with Summer. So I think we'll have a stream next week that we can do a study hall, and draw some stupid shit, So that should be fun. If Dash were to celebrate a close friend's birthday, how would they go about it? Plan, make something, get the perfect gift, or be in the way as a nervous mess or something else? Dash? Oh my gosh. Dash would be like fully involved in trying to like make a birthday awesome. Yeah, he would be very excited to do that. He loves to cook. He'd probably help like make a cake or something. And he'd also be the guy that was like calling everybody up to be like, you gotta come to this birthday. It's gonna be awesome. You know? No, we're definitely gonna finish Dracula. I know it's frustrating that it's taken this long, but we will finish Dracula. I'm usually working during your streams. Study hall streams are great for me. Yeah, we'll do it. who's sitting in Mushy's chair. Flesh and bone, baby. Yep. Yeah. I told Sam about the idea of a mushroom that is Clark, my kid. So if my kid is in the room talking to me, I can like have a button that like makes a little mushroom pop up that is my kid. And Sam was like, when are you going to do the text-to-speech mushroom? And I was like, oh, God. He was like, you should definitely have a text-to-speak mushroom that pops out. It's like, that would have to be under very specific circumstances. Yeah, we talked about the Sam shroom because a long time ago, back in the day, Sam would show up in the back of my streams, but you could never see his head because he was too tall. So we said, well, a Sam mushroom would just be a giant stalk, right? Which is very funny. Stream background's looking beauteous. Thank you. Yeah, we worked really hard yesterday. We finished up a bunch of stuff in Sam's office. Did my whole office. So feels good, dude. I fire seal. Thank you. Yeah, I like it. I'm here for the good vibes. I hope you're feeling them. Wah, 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 wah. The changes look so cozy. Thank you. I'm very happy with it. Everyone that came in while we were working on it was like, oh my gosh, it feels so like comfy in here. I was like, yay, good. I agree. Yeah, I'll take a new picture of this for the mushy. Is that a painting of an arm wrapped in blood? This, oh my gosh, what painting is this a reference to? I can't remember. This is Crowley from Good Omens, painted as a reference to an old painting. Fuck, I can't remember what the name of the painting is. One sec. I can find it. Where are you, Crowley? There you are. Oh my God. Okay, well, it's by Cherrielle. Cherriielle. And there's a post. I can't look at it right now, but there's a post showing this one and the Aziraphale one where they talk about the painting that was like the inspiration for it and stuff. But they're beautiful. They're really nice. Yes. Oh my gosh. We were sitting outside. There was this beautiful moment today. Our patio is getting built right now. And I went outside onto like the new like bits of patio. And I was like, oh, it feels so nice out. And I laid down. I was just laying in the sun, like splayed out on the patio. And then my kid showed up and was like, Mommy. And I opened my eyes and she was holding out an ice cream. And she was like, we should have an ice cream together. I was like, oh my gosh, we should. So we just sat in the sun on the patio and had ice cream at like 11 a.m. and it was great. It was awesome. And then she was like, I want another one. I was like, no, I think you're good. I think you're good, dude. I think one was enough. I'm going through some stuff in my living room. You inspired me. Nice. Good job. Well done. Yeah, it was great. Ooh. Ugh. I moved to an apartment with a patio after a year in the city. It was so nice to have an outside space to hang out in. Yeah. I mean, like, obviously we have space, but somewhere, something that's just like wood or, whatever to just walk out onto and just stand there and not have muddy feet as much as I love muddy feet. To just walk out and just be able to like stand there outside, It's hard having so much to do around the house and also go through stuff as well. Yeah, so my sister-in-law, I talked about this the other day, I think. My sister-in-law is an interior designer and organizer. And so I was like, hey, I would love to hire you to help me. I'm not good at organizing. I need to like find homes for a lot of things that don't have homes. We've got this dog showing up in a few weeks, right? And she was like, sure. I'm going to be over, because again, she's part of the family. She was like, I'm going to be over in like a couple of days. And when I'm over, I'll walk around the house with you. I was like, yeah, sounds great. So this, of course, was before we did all of this yesterday. But she was like, I don't know when I'm going to be free because I'm like doing a bunch of consultations and things. But I can definitely see where we need to start, and even just that bit of information of like, you should be starting here, or like, this is what the focus should be on, and then everything else will feel a lot easier. Having somebody say that to me was like, oh my God. So like, even though she hasn't been able to like do anything aside from walk through the house with me, just having somebody with fresh eyes walk around and be like, oh, well, here, right? Like this right here is the problem, right? I was like, is it? Is this the problem? She was like, yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. Yeah, this is the leak right here. Basically, downstairs, the dining room has become like the craft room, right? But that means the second I walk in, it's fucking chaos. Because again, it's me and my kid just like working on projects at this table. So we walk in and there's just shit everywhere, right? And the kitchen is fine. The like living room, the like toy play area is fine. It's pretty easy actually to keep those areas tidy. But this specific area is a nightmare all the time. Okay. So then upstairs where the bedrooms are, there's the bedroom that I've been working on had become okay, well, we'll just store stuff in here, right? It became the storage room kind of a thing. And she was like, what's going on with the guest room? I was like, nothing right now. She was like, but all the guest room stuff is in here. I was like, yeah, because the guest room hasn't happened yet, right? And she was like, so you should put together the guest room, and then suddenly you'll have a bunch of space in here, and then the craft stuff can come up here, right? I was like, yeah. Yes, you're correct. Because I had said my kid is becoming more independent, right? My kid's 6 now. Can occupy and like figure out something to do pretty much all the time, right? Like yesterday we were working on all of this stuff for so long, and generally my kid like just kept busy throughout the day, right? Helped a little bit, generally was like, I'm going to work on Lego, bye, which is fantastic. But it also means that if we're going to be saying like, we trust you, do your thing, right? Like work on whatever you want to work on. That means that anything that when I think about that, anything that makes me pause and go, but if she tried to mess with this, if she wanted to mess around with X, Y, or Z thing, that would make me nervous. That stuff needs to not be there, right? Like anything that I would be worried about her trying to do by herself. And we're generally very like, if you want to learn how to do a thing, we'll try to teach you safely. But like, if I don't want her exploring that thing on her own without an adult, then I need to scooch that stuff, right? So my sister-in-law was like, then it should be upstairs. It should have a space that it goes, that is behind a door, like in a cabinet or whatever. And if you guys are working with it, you take it out. But like, if it's out all the time, then yeah, that's a potential problem, right? If she's taken a toolbox into the garage, stop her. She's got tools. We've bought her tools. She has tools. But like, I wouldn't want her, she's used the sewing machine before. I wouldn't want her to use the sewing machine by herself. She's used the hot glue gun before. I would not want her to use the hot glue gun by herself, right? She knows how to set these things up and use them and doesn't need an adult. But those are both things that can go wrong so fast. Like, those are things where I'm like, no, no, we're not doing that on our own, right? And she knows that. She knows not to use those things by herself. But if she got a bug in her ear, right, because kids are really eager to prove that they are more independent and they want to explore things that, that are exciting to them and to feel proud about learning new stuff and getting older and all of that sort of thing. The possibility even being there that my kid might be like, I could use the hot glue gun really quick. No, that's okay. I think the list of those things is pretty short. I think it's easy enough to just have a little cabinet that those things get put away in, right? I don't think it needs a lock. but if it does, then fine. We'll put a lock on it, you know? Yeah, it's that hard balance of like, I want this to be a high trust house. I don't want you to feel like I'm looking over your shoulder all the time, because I'm not. But it's my job to keep you safe, you know? I can do it, and I did it, but I can't undo it, so help. Yeah. It is my face. Yeah. Weekends are still on camera. So I do Geekenders on camera. I do this stream on camera, which is normally only a couple hours. We've actually already been here a couple hours, which is wild. And then this guy, Sunforged, which is on Joe Fudge's channel. So those 3 things I'm on camera for, and then I will revert back to Vtuber on Monday. Tomorrow. And we have a shelf. I know. God. What year is it? I'm so excited. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, is that the number of things that she can't use by herself is pretty small. So like generally she knows, like she has glue dots, double-sided tape, regular Scotch tape, you know, PVC glue, right? Like, was that the right acronym? I don't think so. Anyways, she has lots of options of things that will work just fine. The likelihood that she needs hot glue, pretty low, right? So yeah, she has access to, and I want her to maintain access to, plenty of things for her to be able to do projects on her own. It's just the stuff that I think is still a great skill for her to learn how to use, like the sewing machine. I love that she knows how to use the sewing machine. I think it's great for her to learn how to use those things. She just knows, like, that's not a thing that I use without an adult around. I'm saying that even though we have that language and we talk about it often, the possibility that as she gets older, she's going to be like, I can use this by myself. I've used it a million times. You know, the hope, it's like when people talk about like pool safety and stuff, right? The hope is that the conversation that you've had will be enough, right? Like here is what we're going to do to maintain safety. We talk. If you want to try using it by yourself, we have that conversation, right? But you still want to put things in place to make sure that accident won't happen. So like, yes, we talk. We know how to use this thing safely. We only ever have an adult around. We're going to discuss it when you're a little bit older if you want to use it by yourself, right? The conversation, like high trust interaction there, parent and child situation, that's there, right? That foundation is there. But we're on an ad break. I just realized, my bad. But yeah, I lost my train of thought by seeing ad break is in progress. Yeah. You wanna also have other things to make sure that doesn't happen. It's a break time. 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 Hi, Luna. It's a break time. Yeah, I believe so. I think we're having Sunforge tonight. Ah. It's a break time. 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 Break time. It's a break time. It's a break time. Okay, you're back. Hi. Hey, welcome back. For those of you who are here, if you didn't know, I started Vtubing. I know some of you guys typically only show up for the weekend streams. Some of you don't know that. This little shit in the car is what I look like during the week now. So if you enjoy VTubers, if you wanna swing by during the week and say what's up to the Mush Cat, then we would love that. Not the little shit. It is a little shit. It's me. I can say that about myself. I only know about the mushroom because of Jesse Cox's YouTube short. That YouTube short is so good. I love it. Yeah, it was really cute. The editing on that is very funny. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. It's a little chibi model. It's done by Noira. For any of you who've watched Noi before, absolutely lovely person to work with. I can't say enough good things about my experience getting that model done. Really good communication. The turnaround was insanely fast. So go follow Noira. Lovely person. And also does a lot of streams of rigging up models if that's a thing you like watching. But I have another model being made right now. So we'll have the chibi model and we'll also have like the like big full motion like person proportion model. It's just that's probably going to take a while to be made. So Summer suggested that I get a chibi one done, and that's the one that I'm currently using. I'm on the VTuber pipeline, yeah. And people keep asking, like, are you going to do a debut video? My husband, Sam knows so many VTubers. I feel like it's like a domino effect. Like, you know a few big VTubers and then you end up meeting all of their friends who are also VTubers. It's that, like, so he just knows so many now. And I was talking with him about it. And I was like, yeah, I've been asked if I'm going to do like a debut video. And he was like, you have to. Are you a VTuber or not? You have to do a debut video. So I didn't do one for the chibi model, but I am planning a thing for when I have the big model. I have to commit to the bit. Exactly, yeah. Tradition. Why not a fox model? Basically, those of you who watched Neon Divide or saw my Neon Divide model at all, I played a mushroom person in a VR LARP called Neon Divide. I technically still play them. We just haven't started season 4, and it's been a very long time now. So I say it in the past tense because it's been over a year since I've played this character. But I played as a mushroom person named Moral, and I loved it. I loved the vibe of it. I thought it was just really fun. And so in the past, when people would be like, hey, have you ever thought about Vtubing? If you were going to Vtube, what kind of model would you make, right? And I went back and forth on stuff, but something that I kept insisting was like, I would really like for the model to be like monster adjacent, you know? So I liked being Moral so much in Neon Divide that when we were making, or when I was like trying to figure out a design for a model, I was like, I kind of want it to be like a mix of the way that people draw me now, like as me, and this like mushroom persona. I want them to like mix basically. And so that's what it is. Mm-hmm. So it's a mush cat. It's a little mushroom me, basically. Yeah. I feel like it's an easier transition as well because I've been on camera for so long that to just overnight be like, and now I'm not anymore. I'm not on camera anymore. Goodbye. That would be hard for me as well as you guys, I think. So it was easy enough to be like, well, I do a short stream on the weekends. I do Geekenders. I have Sunforged, which is camera, right? So we'll just say stuff that I do on the weekends, I'm on cam. During the week, it's the model. And maybe I'll slowly transition out of doing this stuff as well. But for now, I'm happy with that split. Yeah, I was actually talking about Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon. Yeah, I was actually talking about it earlier because I was saying that Sam and I worked our asses off yesterday. And when we finally sat down to do like date night, we were like, oh my gosh, we have so many Dungeon Meshi episodes to watch. Because we were watching the Fallout show and stuff. So we were like, we have like 3 episodes. This is so exciting. Sat down, turned it on. I instantly fell asleep. Instantly. So I have an episode to catch up on now. You wouldn't think that show has so much gore. Which one? Dungeon Meshi? I wasn't surprised by the fights in Dungeon Meshi because I read the manga. But I do remember before reading the manga, I remember thinking to myself, oh, like it's going to be just like a cute thing where it's a cooking manga, right? But the framework is different because they're in a dungeon. Okay, sure. And I think, yeah, if I remember properly, I think I also was surprised by like, oh, it's actually like a pretty high action manga and anime. Like, yes, there are really cute, cozy cooking moments, plenty of them. But there's also, and now we're being attacked by this monster and we need to destroy it. And then we're going to discuss, can we eat this? It is the one with a dwarf chef, yeah. Ah! Hold. Hello. What's up? What are the ethics of eating this monster? That conversation pops up constantly in that show. And it's very funny. It's really funny seeing this party. I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but like over time, at the start of it, the concept of like eating these monsters is not like a super acceptable idea. Okay. So the concept of like watching this group slowly get used to eating basically any monster that they find, and some of them feel like way too humanoid, and they're like, this is weird, right? We shouldn't eat this, right? Unless it winds up being really funny because you also sort of, as the viewer, are like, are we eating this? You know? Yeah, it's very good. The manga's great as well, and is done. The manga's done. It's a finished piece of work. Somebody was saying that I have a very specific energy when I'm obviously on a like finished a project high. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I was so excited to get this done. We got so much work done yesterday. All day today, I've just been like, this is the best weekend ever. You know, like just fucking, yeah. I'm so jazzed. There are boxes. I wanted to make sure that you were in the room with me, that you heard my fingers doing this. Anyways, there are boxes, wiggle, waggle, wiggle, that have followed us to 2 houses and never been opened. And they've been opened now. Life's different, dude. Life is different. Shit's different now. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. So, I have boxes like that too still. I think it's very common. Like, I think we're really hard on ourselves about Doom boxes, but I honestly think they're pretty common. Even, again, my sister-in-law, who is a interior decorator and organizer, when she went into the room that's been like our just shove stuff in it room, she was like, we have had a room like this in every house we've ever lived in. And I was like, that makes me feel so much better. And I was like, yeah, we've been here for a year, and some of these boxes we didn't even open at the last house. And she was like, oh, I've got boxes like that. Like, even a person who is extremely organized is like, oh yeah, I've got a weird box somewhere that I haven't looked in, you know, in forever. So is that the shelf? It looks amazing. Thank you. It's in 2 pieces now, and I think it works really well. It fit perfectly in this little slot here, so it was meant to happen. I've moved them to my attic. They're a problem for future me. Nice. I think we have a bunch of boxes that are just cords. I've talked about this before. We have a bunch of boxes that are just cords. And originally, I was like, Sam, you and I, we have to go through these cord boxes. And we decided to do things in a different order instead and do everything else first. Not because we're avoiding the cords, but I almost feel like it's going to feel like such small fries to go through boxes of cords once everything else has been gone through. It's going to be like, it's just cords, you know? So any boxes that are just filled with cords have come up here. We now have 3 boxes that are just cords, and I'm like chomping at the bit now. I was dreading it, but now when we dump these cords out, how many fucking HDMI cables, micro USB, I'm so excited. Half of this shit is going to get thrown away. I feel it in my heart that I'm going to say, this might be generous. I'm going to say a third of the cords that are in these boxes, either we don't know what they go to or we will never use again. I'll say that another third is cords that, because they were in these Doom boxes, we kept going. We just don't have any HDMI cables. I guess we'll buy more. You know? And then the rest will be, oh, fuck, I've been looking for this. So I whole ass just threw my boxes with cords away. Honestly, that might be the better call. I'll feel more comfortable doing that once our stuff is all set up. So like tonight I'm going to set up my drawing tablet and connect that back to this whole system. Make sure I've got all the cords for that. You know, that sort of once I know for sure that everything I need has a cord and can be charged and plugged in properly, then it's kind of like, what else is even in here? Yeah, I'm not going to dump them in the skip. I know there's better ways to get rid of cords, but yeah. Some cords are for devices you don't own. That's what I was saying. I think a third of them are going to be like, what does this even go to? I don't even know what this is. You know, it's like keys. Oh my gosh, we have a key ring that has a bunch of keys on it. One key, I know where it goes. I know what it's for, and I need to keep it. The rest of the keys on that key ring, but there's some part of my brain that's like, somewhere in this house, we've got a thing with a lock on it. And if I get rid of it, but I can also, like, old locks like that are so easy to pick. Do I need those keys? No. I think I've convinced myself live on air just now to just get rid of all of those keys. I don't think I need them. I could use them for goofs. No, stop. I'm doing it right now. You watched it happen just then. My brain going, I could turn them into jewelry. I could do like a fun like fairy thing with them. What could I make out of these keys? Probably lots of things. What would I need to like heat them up that much? Probably not much. No! No! Throw them away! Get rid of them! There's a rat up there. There's a rat up there that's like, yes. Yeah. I just need a general like metal melting system, and then I can melt all the keys, and then I can cast something with the metal. I guess first I got to sculpt a thing, and then I don't know, maybe plaster might be, or sand, you know, as a sand mold might be best for metal. So I need a system for that. Stop. Stop it. Just buy a forge, dude. What are you doing? Oh my God. If we look up, should we do this together? This is what I did. Here, I'll take you on a journey with me. If I wasn't live right now, I would have thought about that for a few seconds. And then I would have gone crafts to do with old keys. All right, here we go. 30 amazing repurposed keys. Here we go, right? This is the sort of shit I would click on. Yeah, what could I do with some old keys? Oh, a chandelier. A chandelier with a bunch of keys hanging off of it. That's fun. That's eccentric. I like that. Ah, a Christmas tree made out of keys. A Christmas key, if you will. Damn, I could do that, you know? Oh, upcycle old keys, turn them into snowflakes. Damn, lots of Christmas themed stuff here. Okay, yeah, cool. You could, artists turn old keys into bottles. Nice. I have no idea how the fuck they did that. Oh, I could here's a mirror with a bunch of keys sticking out of the mirror. That's dangerous. I like that. Dude. Someone painted a bunch of keys as snowmen. Why winter? What's up with winter and keys? Why are a bunch of people finding uses for keys in the wintertime? Are you petting the craft rat as a joke? I love the idea of giving it the name craft rat. I love that. Oh yeah, that would be another good one to look up. How to melt down brass. Purchase a metal melting furnace. Okay. Metal melting furnace. Oh, you know what? They're only $30. This is the danger, is when you're like, I'm going to look this up and it's going to be $1 million. And then I can leave. And then I can die, right? And walk away. And then you're like, wait a minute, though. People are making some of these for like $50, dude. I don't know. $50, that might be too much. Oh, but there's a really dangerous one I could probably get for like 20. Yeah, if it seems like it's too cheap, it's dangerous. Don't get it. The AliExpress forge. Yeah. Anyways, I closed the tab, so. Anyways, I closed it. So, and now I have to go. And now I'm leaving. Can you melt brass in a poor man's crucible? Go away! I'm closing it. I'm closing it all. It's all closed. Anywho, hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to read off our activity feed. And then, hey, tonight is Sunforged. I'm on a D&D show. I'm on a couple D&D shows, but the one that's currently running is called Sunforged. It's a dark high fantasy D&D show on Joe Fudge's channel. It's very fun. It's fantastic. The group is great as well. I just caught up. What's going to happen next? Let's find out together on the next exciting episode of Sunforged. But first, we're going to read the activity feed. Also, bing, bang, 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 bang. Raid leader is hoping. Get it? There's nothing to get. What did I eat today? All right. Anyways, the activity feed. Don't walk away. Don't leave. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Hold on. I'm almost out of here. I'll leave soon. I swear. 2 days ago. That's too far. Alrighty. Fatal for All. Thank you for the 98 months. Shricks for the 50. Barbecue Head for the 115. Thank you so much. Aomaz the Cat Gangster for the 96. Erwinga for the 42. Red Lips Blue Veins for the 40. Boxa for the 110. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Cryptic Echo, thank you for the 53. King of Sloth for the 80. Earth Calling Jenny for the 37. Dr. Caberant for the 35. Cookie for the 81. Cordry for the 116. Dr. John for the 86. Explicit Donut for the 7. Jerry Reg, thank you again for the gifted sub. Ben Jack for the 37. Megan Saris for the 68. Drake Seiler for the 75. A11 for the 98. Happy 8 years on that one. Mr. Hearts, thank you for the 74. Parade of Laughter for the 50. Endeavor for the 84. Happy 7 years. Happy anniversary. Brutalist Toast for the 32. Cup of Joe for the 89. Freak Out Intro for the 18. And Frake Mall for the 74. Thanks, guys. Slashy. What's Slashy doing? Playing another Crab's Treasure. Absolutely. If you want to watch somebody else play a fantastic game. There we go. Go say hi to Slashy. Spread love and joy. Put some crabs in chat, you know. I'll see you guys at Sunforged if you're around for that. Pretty soon here, Sam is going to start streaming as well if you'd like to watch him before Sunforged. The boys do some unhinged shit on Sundays. So, you know, if that's the vibe you're looking for. But tomorrow we're streaming with Summer. We're going to start Date with Death. So that should be bonkers. And we'll try to finish up another Crab's Treasure on Tuesday. Okay? So whenever I see you, I'll see you when I see you, you know? Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.